Good evening and welcome to my 2024 NFL Week 3 predictions. As I'm yours truly, Jackson Johnson. And I'll be going over my take on what I think is going to happen in Week 3 of the 2024 NFL season. So we start off with the New York Jets and the New England Patriots, a famous rivalry in the Northeast. Not quite as famous as the Yankees Red Sox, but still, though, it's still a pretty good rivalry. Can the Jets get it done in East Rutherford as they go against the Patriots? Well, it's not the Bill Belichick Patriots. It's the Jared Mayo Patriots. They're rebuilding as we know it, which, who am I kidding? They've been rebuilding since Tom Brady left. And I know that I saw a stat the other day where I was watching ESPN and they were talking about the Patriots and Aaron Rodgers, how they've been dominating their divisions since 2008. Of course, Aaron Rodgers at the Packers from '08 to 2022. He's been a Jet since last year, right? So, Aaron Rodgers led the Packers to a fair share of division titles in the NFC North. Patriots, well, they've been dominating from 2008 to 2019 in that span, but they didn't really talk about what's been done since 2020. But still, though, is the history of the Patriots going to help them against the Jets? No. And for once, Al Michaels, I don't think is going to have to see a god awful injury, and he's not going to be bored out of his mind because he will be calling a 24-14 victory by the New York Jets. And we see the Tennessee Titans looking for their first win of the season as they will be going up against the Green Bay Packers without Jordan Love for right now. And we don't know what the status really is. Well, I don't know what the status really is yet. He seems to be doing fine. He seems to be doing a lot better than he was after he got hurt against the Eagles in Brazil. And he was pretty scared. And, so I'm getting like updates that he may play, he may not. And he returned to practice yesterday. Wow. That's huge. But if I were Jordan Love, I would just sit and chill. Just chill out. You'll be able to be 100%. No worries. Just sit and chill. Do not be in such a hurry to get back out there. Because if you do, you'll get a lot worse than knee injury. Because I've seen it happen. Some people have gotten way too big of a hurry to get back on the sidelines, get back on that field. They don't want to sit on sidelines. And I understand it sucks, but I don't want to see old Love getting hurt, man. I worry about his health. But I worry about everybody's health all the same. As for the Titans, well, they're going to have a win against Green Bay. But that doesn't change my mind that I believe 2024 is going to be a rebuilding year for the Tennessee Titans, as they will win 21-17 against the Packers. Oh Lord. Then we got the Cleveland Browns going up against the New York Giants. You would think this is a great game if you're looking at 1958, right? That's what you would think. But now is a pitiful matchup. The Browns, yeah, they had a great week against the Jaguars, but they're kind of just like we're getting tired of the Deshaun Watson era already. That's what they're thinking. The Giants, they're wishing to God Almighty that they did not praise Daniel Jones so much after that 2022 season. And I'll be real with you, it was Saquon Barkley that bailed out Daniel Jones and Coach Brian DeBall that helped him out. Without Coach Brian DeBall and without running back Saquon Barkley, well, we see Daniel Jones as the dirt that he is. Sorry to say it harshly like that, but it's truth. He's just dirt. He's just a disaster. He's just terrible at the New York Giants. He's not going to get him a Super Bowl. He's not getting him a division title. He's not going to get him another winning record like they had in 2022. It's just not happening. Guess who's going to be the fall guy? No, not Daniel Jones. It's going to be Brian DeBall, unfortunately. But that's just how it is. When you're the leader, there's things that are your fault that are not even your fault, but it's still your fault. Because, you're in charge. Everything's your fault. That's just how it is. So with that said, I'm going with a 28-20 victory by the Cleveland Browns. And then we got the Indianapolis Colts. Oh, the Super Bowl. Oh, wait, not that year. My bad. Anyway, the Indianapolis Colts going up against the Chicago Bears. I mean, Caleb Williams getting his feet wet as the Bears quarterback for the Bears. And the Colts, well, they're figuring themselves out quite a little bit. Now, will we see the Colts get their first win, or are we going to see the Bears get a winning record after week 3? I think I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts getting their first win of the 2024 season in a 24-17 victory fashion. Then we got a battle of the unbeatens between Sam Darnold and the Vikes and CJ Stroud and the Texans. Let me tell you, that's going to be huge right there. We're waiting to see what happens with Justin Jefferson. I hope he'll be all right. But if he can't be able to play, that's okay. There's plenty of weeks of football left. So, well, my mistake. He's playing, so he seems to be doing all right. He's ready and raring to go against the Houston Texans. And as for the Texans, we got CJ Stroud and that whole bunch on offense. And I'm going to say it's a 31-21 victory over the Vikes. Then we got a battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints. Now, I got to say, I was shocked, as all of you, when the Saints smashed the Cowboys into a million pieces with that 44-19 victory. That's got to be wild right there. I mean, nobody was thinking, oh, yeah, Saints are going to smack the Cowboys. I mean, not even the most diehard Saints fan was even sitting there thinking there's going to be a whipping on the Dallas Cowboys. Not happening. And as for Monday night, we saw the Philadelphia Eagles come up short against the Atlanta Falcons. And that was a wild ending on Monday Night Football. And what do I think is going to happen? Do the Saints get another dominating victory on offense? Or is it going to be the Eagles' offense dominates the Saints at noon on Fox? I'm going to go with the Eagles 35-24 over the Saints. And we got the Chargers going up against the Steelers on CBS in Pittsburgh, as we will be seeing quite a battle. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a battle. Let Steelers defense do just enough against Chargers. Not very likely. I mean, I love what Justin Fields. I love to see Justin Fields out on the field, but I don't know. I mean, his stats, they're still, I mean, 273 passing yards, 1 touchdown. That's not good. I hope he can bring out more than that. I really do. I just don't think he's going to bring out enough against the Chargers, as we're going to see them win 31-17. Yeah, I sounded real happy when making that prediction, didn't I? Not very. And we got the Denver Broncos going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I'll tell you, after you saw my prediction on the Broncos, that I thought I was going to see them beat the Steelers 17-14. Well, guess what? Steelers won 13-6. And the Denver Broncos are a huge work in progress. They just are. As for the Buccaneers, well, they may not be the Tom Brady Buccaneers. They may not be the Tony Dungy, John Gruden first year Buccaneers. But still, though, I've got a good feeling they are going to run the show in the NFC South, especially. I mean, it's going to be a nightmare to be in that division if you're going up against the Bucs. So, in conclusion, I think it's going to be a 28-13 victory. And we see a 1-1 Raiders team going up against the Carolina Panthers. And I just got to say, the Carolina Panthers have just been a disaster so far, which, I mean, that's putting it mildly. So it's so bad over in Carolina, they decided, oh, well, Bryce Young's the problem. We're going to bench him in favor of Andy Dalton. Yeah, okay, Andy Dalton's going to save you. Yeah, okay. This is not Bryce Young's fault. I don't think it is. I mean, I know it's like I said just in this video where it's not your fault, but it's still your fault when you're the leader. That's just how it is, unfortunately. This is a situation that is not Bryce Young's fault. And honestly, I don't see a winning season for the rest of this decade for the Carolina Panthers right now. I mean, this team is nothing but a disaster. It's a disgrace to all of football. And it's not even the team. Not I don't even think it's the coaches or the general manager. It's that idiot owner, David Tepper. He's nothing but a freaking disaster. He doesn't care about how the team is run. I mean, he's basically the next Dan Schneider. He just is. And yeah, I mean, Jerry Richardson, that was messed up of him, grab ass and secretaries buying his wife's back. That's messed up and all. I mean, I'm not condoning it. It's not okay. But I kind of feel like the Panthers were just in a big hurry to just find a new owner, obviously. They should have really been looking at somebody that really cares about football because honestly, David Tepper does not. And if Bryce Young's agent is smart, he needs to be finding a way to get him out of Carolina. Maybe perhaps he could go to the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, some people may balk at this idea, and I understand it completely. Oh, Bryce Young, yeah. But here's my thing. It's not like you got to trade a first round draft pick to the Panthers to get Bryce Young out. I mean, the Panthers obviously have some pretty stupid people working under David Tepper. So they'll make some dumb offer and they'll just go, oh, well, we'll take your fourth round draft pick, and in return, you get Bryce Young for, we'll trade you our fourth round picks for the next 3 years. And guess what? You're not even going to get a first round pick from the Rams. I mean, if I'm the Rams, I'm thinking about this now because Matthew Stafford is not going to be there forever, right? He's just not. And I'm not going to pretend otherwise. No. I mean, he's been in the league since 2009. So at some point, Matthew Stafford's going to retire. And honestly, if I'm the Rams, I'm getting Bryce Young while the iron's hot. It's not like you got to pay him a lot. He just wants an opportunity. And it would be kind of like Baker Mayfield. It just would be. People thought he was cheeks at the Cleveland Browns, but he really wasn't. The Browns were like, the hell with your 2020 season. The hell with the fact that you helped us in the playoff drought and helped us in a playoff victory drought. The hell with that. Oh, you had that one bad year, 2021. You were playing hurt. Well, guess what? He winds up going to the Rams. Has a good game on Thursday Night Football. Buccaneers saw that. They took advantage of it. No one's really taking advantage of getting Baker Mayfield. And bam. That's what happens. They won the NFC South again last year. They may very well win it again. I'm saying the Rams have a chance to prepare for the future, and it's right in front of them. You don't have to waste a future draft pick, future first-round draft pick on a QB. You don't. You have a chance to get Bryce Young. And also, if Bryce Young is a Ram, he will be able to have more offensive weapons in Los Angeles than he ever had in Carolina. He will have everything he needs over there. I don't know if he'll be able to win a playoff game, but hell, I'm not even thinking about a playoff game for Bryce Young. I want to see him on a healthy roster and competent management. The Rams are the definition of that. Okay, tangent over. So we're back to the Raiders. It was huge last week. They had a huge win over the Ravens. Gardner Minshew giving out the Gesundheits in a 36-33 victory. That was huge right there. Can they do it again against the Panthers? Let me say this in 3 words. Yes, definitely. Absolutely. It's a 21-10 victory for the Raiders. And we see the Seahawks going against the Miami Dolphins. I mean, we know that the Dolphins, yeah, that's another team I think that needs to go ahead and plan for the future. Because honestly, there's no debating about Tua Tagovailoa needing to retire. I mean, there's really no debating that. It's worse than Andrew Luck, honestly. And I think a lot of you watching this video can agree. But we'll wait and see. I hope he's doing all right. I wish him nothing but awesomeness. But do I think that Dolphins offense, in spite of not having Tua, can get the job done against Seattle? I don't think so, unfortunately. I think it's going to be a 24-21 victory over the Dolphins by Seattle. And we got the Ravens and the Cowboys at the Jerry Dome. That's going to be a wild game. You think Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens aren't mad? Oh, yeah, they are. They're mad and furious about their offense. You know, looking like having a bad day. I mean, they're mad about coming up short against the Raiders and the Chiefs. They're not going to let this opportunity come by again. They're not going to be 0-3. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, they're going to make life miserable in the Jerry Dome for the Cowboys. It's going to be a 31-20 victory for Baltimore. And let me tell you, it'll be a wild ride over there. Then we got the 49ers and the Rams, one of the most famous rivalries in all of pro football. And the 49ers are coming off a loss against the Rams. And unfortunately, they have not ended their losing streak against the Vikings, and they're not going to for quite a while. And reluctantly, I think it's going to be a 49ers 31-20 victory. And as for the Cardinals, they realized that Marvin Harrison Jr. is on their squad, and he did very well for the Cardinals against the Rams last week in a dominating victory. And Kyler Murray threw to him quite a lot. That was amazing right then and there. The Detroit Lions are looking to rebound from a loss against the Bucs. Can they get the job done against the Cardinals? I say yes. 28-20. Then we get to Sunday Night Football on NBC and Peacock as we have the Chiefs going up against the Falcons. Can the Falcons get it done again but this time against the Chiefs? 5 words. No. Definitely not. Absolutely not. They're not going to get lucky against the Chiefs like they did against the Eagles. It's just not happening. Patrick Mahomes and that offense, that's just not happening. It's going to be a 35-17 victory for Kansas City. And we have a Monday Night Football doubleheader between the that starts off with Jacksonville and the Bills. You know, the Jaguars are 0-2. You wouldn't think that. But here we are. They're 0-2. and the Bills are 2-0. I mean, we're going to see quite a lot about the Buffalo Bills circling the wagons, or if it's going to be the Jaguars circling the wagons. But I got to say, that's going to be quite a battle between Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen. And it's going to be huge. I mean, it's just, we're going to see a wild ride. And, the best part about being down is the only way to go is up. It's going to be a 23-20 victory for the Jaguars. Not 23-20. My mistake. 28-24. I don't know where my mind is today. And finally, we got the Bengals and the Commanders on ABC and ESPN Plus. And the Bengals 0-2. Oh, well, they're pitiful, right? Well, here's the thing. They always do this. They always start 0-2, then they have a magical 11-win, 12-win season, all of pro football. That's what the Cincinnati Bengals do. That's what they do best. They always do this. And do I think they do it again? Yes. They are going to just smack the Washington Commanders. They are going to get out the belt and give them a spanking with a 35-14 victory. That's going to leave a mark, I can tell you right now. They're going to be begging for mercy against Cincinnati because, I mean, it's not the New York Giants. It's the Cleveland Browns in their own backyard. You don't want to do that. And with this concludes the 2024 NFL Week 3 predictions from myself, Jackson Johnson. You can find me on YouTube at Jackson Johnson 979. You can find me on Jackson VOCFB on X, Jackson Johnson 543908 on Instagram and Threads. And of course, you can find me on Alabama at the Voice of College Football for Crimson Tide Live every Monday afternoons, 5 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, as me and Johnny Burts bring you the latest news and notes on the Alabama Crimson Tide football team. And of course, I'm 130 subs away from the magic number 500 on Jackson Johnson 978 on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you do not miss another video whatsoever. And with that being said, I wish you all a happy Thursday night. Stay safe, stay cool, stay away from that heat. Take care, everybody.